Last week, I attended the IMF and the World Bank spring meetings in Washington, D.C., a semi-annual gathering of policymakers and market participants from across the world. One of the key topics dominated discussion was the US exceptionalism and geopolitical risks. But despite concerns about both high for longer US rates and rising and uncertain geopolitical risk, there was a sense of maybe immunity of emerging markets to many of these risks. There are some positive aspects of that because emerging markets have developed. They're not that very emerging anymore, and there's been a lot of reform and effort to improve their fundamental variables, their policy frameworks. But also, in a way, there's almost a sense of numbness of markets to these various risks. This may reflect the fact that there is a lot of uncertainty and it's very difficult to price some of these risks. On the positive side, there was a lot of interest in frontier markets. So these are the markets that have either a lower rating or lower income. There is a very strong perception that these markets have resolved a lot of their fundamental problems, especially with public debt. And a lot of difficult debt restructuring cases are behind us, and there is no obvious cases in front of us. There is also a lot of interest in individual country stories, offering a lot of uncorrelated alpha for investors. For the other markets, the more developed EMs, the story is very similar to what we would say for developed markets. The issues related to inflation, possible inflation re-emergence later in this year, and then the increasing cautiousness of central banks and higher interest rates. Talking about debt restructuring, many investors think that the process remains difficult. There has been a lot of progress, especially the introduction of the common framework, but this remains a fairly complicated process that still needs improvement. Luckily, there is progress, and both the policymakers and the multilateral institutions, creditors and borrowers seem to come to some ideas for how to resolve and speed up the progress.